Hello, everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital Gossip. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs spoilers. Up. Danny pleads with Drew to let Scout to attend Monica's funeral? General Hospital, GH, spoilers hint that Danny Morgan, Asher Antonazan, may make a funeral plea to Drew Kane, Cameron Matheson. Will Danny beg for Scout Quartermaine, Cosette Abinante, to attend Monica Quartermaine's, Leslie Charlson, service? Drew arranged for some harsh restraining orders to keep many of Scout's family members away from her. However, it's clear that Scout loves and misses the people Drew's keeping her apart from. Drew doesn't want Scout around Danny, Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn, Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaganos, Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Monsey, or even Rocco Falconeri, Finn Carr. Scout's already been having a hard time over this, but things could get worse once Monica Quartermaine, Leslie Charlson, passes away. That news will be a difficult blow for Scout, who'll no doubt wish her family was around to get her through this. In GH's September 19th episode, Danny will take matters into his own hands when he delivers a desperate plea. After Monica's demise earlier during the week of September 15th to 19th, Danny will surely realize Scout's going to need all the support she can get. That could lead to Danny visiting Drew and begging him to let Scout stay at the Quartermaine mansion, or at least attend Monica's upcoming funeral. Danny may plead for the restraining orders to be lifted so that Scout can come together with Monica's other loved ones to grieve. Of course, just because Danny will make a plea doesn't mean Drew will listen. If Drew is indeed on the receiving end of Danny's heartfelt request, he'll have a big decision to make. It's possible that Drew will stand his ground and dig his heels in when it comes to his no Scout contact rule. Drew might argue that he'll help Scout grieve along with Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen, and insist she doesn't need anyone else. Nevertheless, Scout adored Monica and may end up asking about the funeral as well. Sam McCall's Kelly Monaco service provided some closure and a chance to say goodbye after Scout lost her mom, so she may want that same chance when it comes to losing Monica. Scout might be able to tug at Drew's heartstrings enough to convince him that she should be able to attend the funeral with her family. Regardless, General Hospital spoilers say there'll be more Scout drama in the coming episodes, so we'll bring you updates on any other General Hospital spoilers have sent shockwaves rippling through Port Charles and across soap fandoms everywhere. Monica Quartermaine, the fierce matriarch and beloved heartbeat of the Quartermaine clan, has tragically passed away off-screen, leaving her family fractured and grief-stricken. As fans prepare for the emotional fallout, one particular storyline is stirring up intense debate. Danny Morgan pleading with his father Drew Kane to allow Scout to attend Monica's funeral. Could the Quartermaine family face one more heartbreaking fracture just when unity is most needed? Let's dive into the drama, the behind-the-scenes implications, and what this means for the future of the Quartermaines. Monica's death shakes Port Charles to its core. For decades, Leslie Charlson brought Monica Quartermaine to life with elegance, fire, and grace. Monica survived affairs, medical crises, corporate wars, and endless Quartermaine chaos. Her loss is more than just a storyline shift, it's the end of an era. On screen, Monica's passing is being written as a sudden medical emergency, with the family blindsided by the devastating news. Tracy, Ned, Brooke Lynn, Michael, and Jason will all rally in grief, but the ripple effect doesn't stop there. Every Quartermaine descendant will be forced to reckon with Monica's legacy, including Danny and Scout, who adored their grandmother. And that's where the latest spoilers reveal the heart-wrenching conflict brewing. Will Scout be allowed to say goodbye to Monica? Danny becomes the voice of reason. Danny Morgan, the son of Jason Morgan and Sam McCall, has matured into a perceptive young teen who's inherited both his father's quiet intensity and his mother's protective instincts. As news of Monica's passing spreads, Danny reportedly takes the loss hard. But instead of focusing only on his grief, Danny immediately worries about his little sister, Scout. Though Scout is younger, Danny knows how much Monica meant to her, and how much Monica treasured every moment with her grandchildren. For Danny, it's unthinkable that Scout might be kept away from the Quartermaine memorial. This is where things get emotional. According to spoilers, Danny seeks out Drew and pleads with him to let Scout attend Monica's funeral. Drew's internal struggle. Drew Kane, Scout's father, is dealing with his own tidal wave of emotions. Not only did he lose Monica, who supported him as if he were her own son after the whole Jason-Drew twin identity chaos, but he's also wrestling with his anger and hurt toward those around him. Spoilers suggest Drew may be hesitant to let Scout attend the funeral for a few reasons. Protecting Scout from trauma, Drew might argue that Scout is too young to process such a somber event. Shielding her from the sight of her grieving family could be his misguided attempt at protecting her. Tension with Sam. With Drew and Sam often at odds over parenting, he may not want to risk conflict if Sam disagrees about how Scout should handle the loss. Quartermain drama. Drew knows funerals in Port Charles are rarely peaceful. Between Tracy's barbed tongue, Michael's resentments, and the family's constant corporate warfare, he may want to keep Scout away from the dysfunction. But Danny won't be swayed so easily. Danny's plea: she needs to say goodbye. In what promises to be one of the most emotional scenes of the week, Danny is set to confront his father directly. He'll insist that Scout has every right to attend, even if it's painful. Danny may remind Drew that Monica loved all her grandchildren fiercely. Excluding Scout from the funeral would dishonor Monica's legacy. More importantly, Danny argues that grief isn't something children should be shielded from, it's something they should face with family by their side. Danny's plea could strike a nerve with Drew, forcing him to confront whether his instinct to protect Scout is really about her, or about his own inability to face the pain head-on. Sam caught in the middle. Of course, Sam McCall is bound to be pulled into this storm. Sam knows firsthand how vital Monica was to Danny and Scout's lives. She's also aware of Drew's tendency to over-control when it comes to Scout's upbringing. Spoilers tease that Sam might side with Danny, pressing Drew to allow Scout to attend. However, this could lead to another explosive disagreement between Sam and Drew, further complicating their already tense co-parenting dynamic. Fans can expect emotional confrontations between Sam and Drew where old resentments resurface. Did Drew's prison stint and later involvement with Carly already strain things beyond repair? If so, Monica's death could reopen those wounds in the worst way. The Quartermain funeral, a soap staple. General Hospital has a long tradition of turning funerals into powerhouse episodes filled with raw performances, shocking reveals, and family fireworks. Monica's funeral will be no exception. Expect heartfelt speeches, flashbacks to her most iconic moments, and tributes from those who loved her. Jason Morgan, Monica's surviving son, will likely play a major role in honoring his mother, giving fans a rare chance to see Jason's softer side. But equally important will be how Monica's grandchildren, Danny, Scout, Wiley, Leo, and more, are brought into the fold. Their presence will symbolize Monica's legacy living on. Which is why Danny's determination to make sure Scout is included carries so much weight. What this means for Drew's character. This storyline could be a turning point for Drew. Fans have been divided over his recent actions, some seeing him as a protective father, others frustrated by his stubbornness. If Drew refuses to let Scout attend, he risks alienating both of his children. Danny could resent him, and Scout could later struggle with feelings of exclusion. On the other hand, if Drew listens to Danny and agrees, it could mark a moment of growth for his character. Proof that he's willing to put his children's needs above his own emotional walls. Will Drew step up, or will he let fear and control guide him? The symbolism of Scout's presence. For longtime fans, Scout attending Monica's funeral carries deep symbolism. Monica accepted Drew as part of the family even after the Jason-Drew identity mess. She adored Scout, often reminding the Quartermains that every child in the clan deserved love and belonging. Having Scout present ensures Monica's spirit of inclusion lives on. It also reinforces the connection between Drew and the Quartermain family, a connection that's been shaky at best in recent years. Without Scout at the funeral, that tie risks being severed permanently. Fan reactions, emotions run high. Already, social media is buzzing with speculation. Many fans are furious at the idea that Drew might deny Scout the chance to say goodbye. Others sympathize with Drew's desire to shield his daughter from pain. On message boards, fans have been posting, "Monica would never want Scout excluded. Drew needs to honor her memory by letting Scout be there. Danny stepping up like this is amazing. He's more Jason than Drew sometimes." Protecting Scout is one thing, but Drew is making this about himself, not her. Clearly, this storyline is sparking heated debates, which is exactly what soap writers aim for when crafting legacy-driven drama. Could this lead to a bigger custody battle? Spoilers hint that this conflict could ignite a bigger storyline. If Drew continues to block Scout from meaningful family moments, Sam might reconsider their custody arrangement. Could this funeral drama spiral into a full-blown custody war? It wouldn't be the first time Port Charles saw such a battle, and given how deeply Monica cared about keeping her family together, it would be painfully ironic for her death to spark more division. Monica's legacy moving forward. While fans mourn Monica's death, the storyline ensures her presence will continue to influence Port Charles. Through Danny's courage, Scout's inclusion, and the Quartermain's grief, Monica's values of love, resilience, and family will live on. This funeral may be the beginning of a new chapter for the Quartermains, one where the younger generation, like Danny and Scout, step into more prominent roles. Their fight to stay connected to Monica's memory could shape the next era of Quartermain family drama. Final thoughts. The shocking news of Monica Quartermain's death has rocked General Hospital to its core. But the storyline surrounding her funeral is proving to be just as impactful, with Danny's plea to Drew becoming a focal point. Will Drew listen to his son and let Scout say goodbye to her beloved grandmother? Or will his desire to shield her from pain create more heartbreak and division? Fans will have to tune in to see how this emotional chapter unfolds, but one thing is certain: Monica's legacy is far from over. Her presence will continue to guide the Quartermains, even in death. Hospital week of September 15th update. Drew gets a shock. Nina blasts Willow, Molly hides secret. General Hospital, GH spoilers update for the week of September 15th to 19th reveals that Drew Kane, Cameron Matheson, will get a shock after Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watrose, blasts Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen. Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaganos, will also hide a secret, so let's talk about what's coming up on the ABC soap. After a failed attempt at calming the conflict between Liesl Albrecht, Kathleen Gotti, and Britt Westbourne, Kelly Thibault, Nina will be incredibly frustrated. Willow's going to add to that frustration, so it looks like Nina will finally lose it and rip into her daughter. Over with Molly, she'll use Elizabeth Baldwin, Rebecca Herbst, as her confidant. That could include a discussion about all the Scout Quartermain, Cosette Abinante, drama, as well as some talk about Molly's feelings for Cody Bell, Josh Kelly. Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Monsey, seems poised to give Cody a shove back in Molly's direction, but he'll still worry he's blown his chance. However, Molly will hide a secret, which could be related to that sizzling novel she's writing and the character she's based on Cody. Since it appears more fantasy scenes are on the way, Molly may get turned on by more thoughts of her favorite cowboy. Over with Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard, and Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, they'll trade new info as they work on the Drew shooting investigation. Of course, Drew will hope to take Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson, down for the crime, but his plan could hit a snag thanks to the bribery setup that Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, and Brick, Stephen A. Smith, arranged. As for Lucas Jones Van Hansis, he'll confide in Ava Jerome, Maura West, most likely about Brad Cooper, Perry Shen. Elizabeth talked Lucas out of calling Brad with the news of Britt's return, but he may wonder if he should call his ex anyway. Lucas can't be certain that Brad's hands are clean when it comes to Britt's faked demise. It's possible Britt will swear that Brad's innocent if she runs into Lucas and gets questioned. Whatever the case, Britt will indeed encounter another unfriendly face during the week of September 15th to 19th. That could be Lucas, Emma Scorpio Drake, Brady and Bruner, or someone else who isn't pleased over Britt's surprise return. After Monica Quartermain, Leslie Charlson, dies, Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, will offer updates to some of her devastated loved ones. Tracy Quartermain, Jane Elliott, will grieve and have a chance to reflect on this loss with Jason by her side. As for Drew, it seems Liz will let him know about Monica's passing. Although Monica has been unwell for a while, it'll still come as a shock once she's actually gone. Since we know Danny Morgan, Asher Antonsen, will plead with someone later, he might speak up on Scout Quartermain's, Cosette Abinante, behalf. Danny might ask Drew if Scout can come to Monica's funeral and mourn with everyone else. Next, GH spoilers say Kai Taylor, Jens Austin Astrup, will discover something that sets off major alarm bells. Charlotte Cassadine, Bluesy Burke, will also open up to Lulu, so she may admit how much she misses Valentine Cassadine, James Patrick Stewart. Lulu may tell Charlotte about the chance to visit Valentine in Steinmauer and hope this doesn't blow up in their faces. In the meantime, Lulu will stumble upon an accident victim. Based on all the hints so far, it looks like Lulu may spot Nathan West, Ryan Pavey, in Port Charles again out of the blue. While Lulu scrambles to help and mulls over the mystery of it all, Emma and Giovanni Gio Palmieri will face some shockers related to Professor Henry Hank Dalton's Daniel Goddard special delivery. General Hospital spoilers say Gio will rely on Sonny for a favor before coming through for Emma when it's a town built on secrets, lies, and a healthy dose of dramatic confrontation. But even by its standards, the week of September 15th has been nothing short of explosive. As Drew fights for his life, Nina unleashes her fury, and a new secret threatens to tear a family apart. The residents of Port Charles are left reeling. Get ready for a deep dive into the shocking events that have rocked our beloved characters to their core. Drew's shocking realization and the aftermath. The week began with Drew Kane, Cameron Matheson, clinging to life after a brutal shooting. While the PCPD, led by Anna and Dante, scramble to find the person responsible, Drew's own consciousness is a ticking time bomb of information. As he starts to come to, he doesn't just wake up, he remembers. And what he remembers is a game changer. The first shocking twist came when Drew, in a lucid moment, made a bold accusation. He knows who shot him. The initial suspects were wide-ranging, from the usual mob players like Sonny and Jason, to vengeful exes like Carly, or even his corporate rival, Michael. But the one he names is a total surprise and will send shockwaves through the community. The revelation sets off a new wave of interrogations and suspicion, putting several key players in the hot seat. But the shocks don't stop there for Drew. The week culminates in a devastating blow, one that eclipses even the trauma of being shot. On Friday, his world shatters when Elizabeth, Rebecca Herbst, delivers the grim news of Monica Courtemane's passing. Monica's death is a massive loss for the entire Courtemane family, but for Drew, it's a profound and deeply personal tragedy. The woman who became a mother figure to him and Jason is gone, and her death forces him to face his own mortality and the regrets he's been accumulating. The scene where Liz, the bearer of bad news, has to inform him of this loss will be a heartbreaking moment for fans who have watched their bond grow over the years. This dual whammy of a shocking realization about his shooter and the devastating news of Monica's death will leave Drew in a state of turmoil, and his reaction will define his next steps in Port Charles. Nina blasts Willow. The granny wars explode. The Cold War between Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watrose, and Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen, has been simmering for months, but this week, it reaches its boiling point. With the custody battle for Wiley and Amelia at its peak, and Drew's shooting adding another layer of tension, a long-buried secret is finally exposed. For weeks, viewers have been privy to the subtle manipulations and moral compromises Nina has made in her quest to be a part of her grandchildren's lives. But this week, those actions come to light, and Willow is blindsided. Spoilers reveal that Nina snaps, and it's not a quiet, emotional breakdown. It's a full-on, fiery confrontation with Willow. Nina, feeling pushed to her limit and defending her actions, unleashes a verbal assault on Willow, who she sees as a hypocritical and ungrateful daughter. The battle escalates when Nina lays bare Willow's own questionable decisions, including her relationship with Drew and the way she has navigated her life since her bone marrow surgery. Nina's long-held frustrations about Willow's judgmental nature and her refusal to see the good in her are finally voiced. The blast from Nina forces Willow to confront some harsh truths about herself and her actions. This isn't just a simple argument, it's a turning point that will fundamentally alter their already fragile relationship. The fallout from this explosive fight will have lasting consequences, not just for them, but for Michael and the children they're fighting over. Molly's dark secret. Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaganos, has always been the one to follow the rules, the one with a strong moral compass. As a law student working for the district attorney's office, she holds herself to a high standard. So when the spoilers for this week reveal that Molly keeps a secret, it's particularly intriguing. This isn't just a casual secret, it's one that will put her in a precarious position and could have major legal ramifications. Molly is seen confiding in Elizabeth, a sign that whatever she's holding onto is too heavy to bear alone. The secret is likely tied to the ongoing investigation into Drew's shooting and the web of deceit that has been unraveling in Port Charles. We've seen hints that her family members, Christina, Alexis, and even her father, Rick, have been involved in some questionable activities. The spoilers suggest Molly will discover something that forces her to choose between her family and her professional integrity. What could this secret be? One possibility is that she uncovers evidence that directly implicates one of her family members in the conspiracy surrounding Drew's shooting or the bribery of the judge. She might find out about a lie, a cover-up, or a direct link to the crime that she feels she must report. The weight of this knowledge will be a heavy burden for Molly, and her decision to hide it will be a defining moment for her character. Will she risk her career and her own freedom to protect her family, or will she do the right thing and expose the truth? The answer to that question will have a huge impact on the entire Corinthos Davis clan. Other major developments. Beyond these three central storylines, the week is filled with other captivating moments. The return of Britt Westbourne, Kelly Thibault, continues to be a source of conflict, as she and her mother, Liesl, Kathleen Gotti, have it out. The mother-daughter showdown is filled with tension as they address the faked death and the circumstances that led to Britt's shocking return. Meanwhile, Jason, Steve Burton, and Tracy, Jane Elliott, find an unexpected moment of connection as they mourn the loss of Monica. The scene where two of the Quartermain's most stoic members share a moment of grief will be a powerful testament to the family's deep roots and the impact Monica had on them all. On a lighter note, Giovanni Mazza, asks Sonny, Maurice Bernard, for a favor, a request that will surely have both men on edge. And Christina, Lexi Ainsworth, offers encouragement to Cody, Josh Kelly, hinting at a potential new bond between them. This week on General Hospital has been a whirlwind of emotion, with major character developments and shocking plot twists. From Drew's eye-opening recovery to Nina's explosive confrontation and Molly's moral dilemma, the stakes have never been higher. As the dust settles, Port Charles is left to grapple with the consequences, leaving us all on the edge of our seats, eagerly awaiting what's to come.